Everyone thinks smart people just know more stuff, more facts, more answers, more everything. But that's not true at all. What I realized is this. The difference isn't what they know, it's how they think, how they approach problems, how they deal with situations that completely stress everyone else out. You don't need perfect grades or some genius level IQ, you just need to start thinking the way smart people think, and that's something you can learn. These are a few things I've noticed over time, both in people I admire and in myself once I started practicing them. And once you do, you'll feel the shift. Problems won't feel as heavy. Conversations will go differently. You'll feel more in control instead of constantly reacting. The first thing smart people do differently is they don't fight to be right. I used to argue a lot, especially when I thought I was right. Someone would disagree with me and I'd feel this urge to prove my point, to win. And all it ever did was turn conversations into tension. Smart people don't do that. When they hear something they disagree with, they get curious instead of defensive. They ask questions not to trap the other person, but to actually understand where they're coming from. Things like, what made you see it that way? Or how did you come to that conclusion? And something interesting happens when you do this. People stop defending themselves. They start thinking. Real conversations happen. Sometimes they even change their own mind without you having to push at all. Smart people understand that winning an argument doesn't actually get you anywhere, but understanding does. The second thing is they zoom out. Most people treat every problem like it's the end of the world. One bad grade means they're stupid. One rejection means they're a failure. One bad day means everything is falling apart. I've been there. Smart people take a step back and look at the bigger picture. They don't see a single mistake. They see a pattern. Maybe the strategy needs to change. Maybe something is missing. Maybe this is just part of the process. They treat problems like information, not proof that something is wrong with them. When you zoom out, problems stop feeling personal and start feeling solvable. Instead of panicking, smart people ask themselves what's actually going on and what they can do next. The third thing is they only worry about what they can control. This one changed a lot for me. Most of us waste insane amounts of energy stressing about things that are completely out of our hand. What people think, what might happen, whether things will go perfectly. Smart people don't do that. They have a simple filter. If they can't control it, they don't obsess over it. They focus their energy where it actually makes a difference. They can't control the outcome, but they can control their effort. They can't control other people, but they can control how they show up. This alone frees up so much mental space. When you stop worrying about everything, you suddenly have energy to fix the things that matter. The fourth thing is they're comfortable with silence. Most people rush to fill quiet moments. They talk just to avoid awkwardness. They interrupt. They respond before they've really thought. Smart people don't rush. They listen. They pause. They let conversations breathe. And here's the funny part. When you're comfortable being quiet, people actually pay more attention to you. When you take a moment before answering, your words carry more weight. When you listen without interrupting, people feel understood. You don't seem smarter because you talk more. You seem smarter because you choose your words carefully. Try this sometime. The next time someone asks you something, pause for a couple seconds before answering. It changes everything. The fifth thing might be the most important. Smart people pause instead of reacting. Most people react instantly. Someone annoys them, they snap. Something goes wrong, they complain. Someone says something rude, they fire back. Smart people create space between what happens and how they respond. They take a breath. They ask themselves if this is worth their energy. They think about the outcome they actually want. This isn't about being passive or weak, it's about control. The person who stays calm while everyone else loses it has power. The person who thinks while others react makes better decisions. All of this comes down to one thing. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You don't need to know everything. You don't need perfect grades or a fancy background. You just need to think differently. Ask instead of argue. Zoom out instead of panic. Focus on what you can control. Get comfortable with silence. Pause before you react. Most people won't. They'll keep reacting, worrying, and arguing. But if you practice even one of these habits, you'll notice the difference fast. You'll start seeing solutions where others see problems. You'll stay calm when others get overwhelmed. People will start asking for your opinion. And the best part is this isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. So don't try to change everything at once. Pick one habit and focus on it for the next week.